Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. The important news and editorial that would be relevant for the preparation of civil services examination will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with the news topic list. Today is 8th of June. The first important news, that is the first India-US Strategic Trade Dialogue meeting. We'll see the detail about this meeting. Second, UGC committee proposed new university degree name. This is something important. And even this is the changes in accordance with the new education policy or National Education Policy 2020. Third, pension schemes with minimum assured return in the works. This is the details coming out from PFRDA. We'll see the details. Kharif crop MSP unlikely to impact the inflations. And the last is an editorial sedition, illogical equations for the government with the states. Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on the current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further ado, let's get started. And if you're new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do hit the like button. So starting the session, the first news, that is India-US Strategic Trade Dialogue meeting. This is the first meeting that is taking place. And important for General Studies paper 2, that is the effect of policies and politics for developed and developing countries on India's interest and India's diaspora. So this was the first meeting which was held in Washington. The name of the meeting is India-US Strategic Trade Dialogue, or better known as IUSSTD. So this can be relevant for many other government examinations that you'll be appearing for. And India and US have acknowledged the dialogue that would be instrumental to establish co-productions, co-development, and enhance industrial collaborations in critical technology. और IECT में भी एग्रीमेंट हुई है इंडिया और यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स के बीच में. I'll tell you what is that agreement. I think most of you must be aware of the fact. If you are following daily news and editorial analysis on daily basis, you must be aware of that. No worries. I'll tell you in a while what is all about that. Now the focus area for this specific meeting. So dialogue focus on the ways in which both government can facilitate the development of trade and technology in critical domains. And even they have also reviewed the relevant bilateral export control regulations with an objective to build diversifying resilient supply chain and strategic technology. So supply chain की बात करें and even focusing on strategic technologies, these are some of the core areas which both countries have been focusing. उसके अलावा the ongoing cooperation in the multilateral export control regime is also there to aggregate and share the best practices. And India and United States has also agreed to enhance awareness among industries, academia, and other stakeholders about the export control regime through workshop and other activities. Now, establishment of a regular monitoring group की बात की गई है. दोनों country ने agree किया है that there will be a regular monitoring group जो कि review करेगी progress depending upon the cooperations in the bilateral high-tech trade and the technological partnership. The co-chair agreed to continue the dialogue with an objective, जहाँ पे इंडिया और यूएस के बीच में जो comprehensive global strategic partnership है उसको strengthen की जाएगी, right? And together, both countries are looking forward that the economy can create jobs, increase bilateral trade with better high-tech collaborations. Now about IUSTD, something again important. This is something, I mean, if you're discussing this news, the basics must be known to you. तो इसकी अगर बात करें, it's a key mechanism to take forward the strategic technology and trade and collaboration envisaged in the India-US initiative on critical and emerging technology. This is what I was talking about, ICET. तो ICET है क्या? This is a national group of national security advisors in both countries, and that aims to build cooperations in a host of critical technology like semiconductors, biotechnology, advanced material, rare earth processing technology, and among others. So this can be relevant for both prelims and mains examination. If you're writing in mains, make sure you highlight the important points. Now, the other news, that is UGC committee proposes new university degree name, something important for general studies paper 2. That is the issues related to development and management of education and human resources. So, keeping in line with the global norms and the National Education Policy 2020, which was unveiled by the central government, the UGC, that is the University Grant Commission, इन्होंने न्यू रेंज ऑफ कॉलेजेस डिग्री की बात की है which will include the Bachelor of Sciences degree in the discipline like arts, humanities and management and even commerce, right? Earlier only जो बैचलर ऑफ साइंस की डिग्री है वो सिर्फ फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री और बायोलॉजी के सब्जेक्ट में दी जाती थी एंड फॉर आर्ट्स वी हैव बीए. Now there will be amalgamations of the subject that will take place and accordingly these are aligned with the policies of the National Education Policy 2020. Present provisions की बात करें, currently the University Grant Commissions offer the BA degree for the subject like arts, humanities and social sciences. और अगर BSc की बात करें तो ये typical science के subject specifically physics, chemistry, biology, zoology and even geophysics, ये इस तरह के कुछ subjects हैं astrophysics उनमें ही दी जाती थी. Now the challenges that is aligned with the changes that has been aligned with the National Education Policy 2020. So this advocate for the restructuring of the undergraduate and postgraduate program. So this is an important point that you should take a note of. जो undergraduate है और जो पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट के प्रोग्राम्स है दोनों को रीस्ट्रक्चर करने की बात की गई है. इवन एक रिव्यू कमेटी बनाई गई थी जिन्होंने नॉमेनक्लेचर को चेंज करने की बात की एंड दे हैव रिकमेंडेड दैट द न्यू 4-year undergraduate honors degree and the degree program irrespective of a discipline that can offer the Bachelor of Science degree. So the degree program instead of 3-year which is currently in operation, it should be 4-year और इसमें Bachelor of Science की भी डिग्री दी जा सकती है. Similarly, the university can adopt the Master of Science nomenclatures for both 1 and 2-year postgraduate program and even for discipline like arts, humanities, management and commerce. Now, क्या रोड मैप है नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को लेकर के? सेक्शन 22 ऑफ द यूजीसी एक्ट एम्पावर करती है यूनिवर्सिटी ग्रांट कमीशंस को, दैट इज द यूजीसी, to notify the degree nomenclatures, right? And even it provide more flexibility to the student in with the global norms as per, India that has come up with the national education policies is evolving with the global practices that is there across the globe. So कमेटी ने रिपोर्ट जो दी है उसमें यूजीसी ने अपने मीटिंग में लास्ट वीक में कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट बातों को हाईलाइट की थी एंड द डिस्कशन वाज मेड रिगार्डिंग द पार्ट ऑफ द रिकमेंडेशंस दैट वाज गिवन बाय द कमेटी. करेंटली अंडरग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम्स की अगर बात करें, एक्सपेक्ट द प्रोफेशनल डिग्री, द इंजीनियरिंग एंड मेडिकल टिपिकली फॉर 3 year while मास्टर डिग्री इज एक्सटेंडेड टू 2 years. Now कुछ important recommendations, this will be again relevant for mains examination. If there's a questions on this particular part, you can write down part of the recommendations. So first is the 4-year graduate program की बात की, which include the honors degree, but both such as bachelor in honors and even the part of BCom honors and BSc honors. Additionally, 4-year honors program will have a research component जहाँ पे उनको research and even the part of BA research and honors की डिग्री भी दी जा सकती है, BCom honors and research की डिग्री भी मिल सकती है. Now, notifications of new degree nomenclatures will be proceed. Further, the university can propose the new degree name relevant to the contemporary and emerging societal need. This is what the power is with the UGC. And upon the approval, the highest education regulator will notify the degree nomenclatures. So it is yet to clarify. Something nomenclature part has not yet been made on the fullest, but definitely UGC will come up with the details, and the university will accordingly be using it. The committee recommended discontinuing the nomenclatures of MPhil degree as per the new education policy recommendations to scrap the MPhil program. There are other details that were there in the news, but essentially these are the part that is relevant for examination purpose. You can only filter out this much content that would be relevant. Now, pension schemes with minimum assured return in work, something important for general studies paper 2, that is the government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from a design and implementations. If you look at the part of the regulations when it comes to pension fund, there's a dedicated and apex regulator that is known as PFRDA, Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority, जिनके चेयरमैन ने recently कहा है that the regulator is working on a pension scheme that could provide minimum assured return. So this is very important. Many of the people who are having their saving, they invest in FD, and FD is a time bound. तो यहाँ पे liquidity कम होती है, even the rate of interest is pretty low. Now the minimum assured return scheme has been in work for some time, and guaranteed return की अगर बात करें has been alluring enough to attract survivors who might be having in the adverse risk situations. Now there is a specific scheme that is operating since a long time. Currently, अगर अटल पेंशन योजना की बात करें, it has a subscriber of 5.3 crore, and this year the target is to enroll 1.3 more subscriber compared to last year. And PFRDA aims to increase the enrollment under the Atal Pension Yojana aided by the regional rural bank. So banks जो RRBs होंगी, they will be playing a significant role. The scheme has generated 9% return, and the government has assured a gap funding also. Now the other point that you need to focus upon is the national pension scheme. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने पेंशन्स को लेकर के या जो कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशंस है पेंशन्स में उसको लेकर भी काफ़ी बातें कही हैं. Now the national pension scheme, which is a voluntary scheme, which defined the contributions retirement saving scheme, which is enabling part of subscriber to make optimum decisions regarding their future saving and having their own working life. So this is a kind of a pension which you get after retirement depending upon the contribution that you have made, right? Now, NPS is initially launched by the center, basically for center state government employees, and 1st of January 2004, post which there was no the part of the pension specifically that was given by the government, जहाँ पे 50% of your last drawn salary दी जाती थी, उसे खत्म करके NPS लाया गया. Now subsequently in 2009, it was offered that all individual, where citizen or voluntary people can also have their contributions to the retirement, and so that they can have the safety net post retirement. Now, moving to the other news, Kharif crop MSP hike unlikely to impact inflation. This was the statement given by the economic experts. Something important for General Studies paper 2-3 is basically that is issues related to direct and indirect farm subsidies, minimum support price, and the public distribution system. Now, according to the economic expert, they have said जो गवर्नमेंट ने recent decision लिया है minimum support price जो खरीफ क्रॉप्स में उसमें इंक्रीज देखी गई है 5 to 11%, that is unlikely to have a significant impact on the inflation. Now the spillover impact on the food prices from the high short the part of the remunerations to the farmer would hinge to the government procurement and the strategy prevailing the market price, but out any shortage that can lead to the higher prices. फोरकास्ट की अगर बात करें 7% इंक्रीज की गई है पैडी के क्रॉप्स में, विच इज अगेन समथिंग विच विल एक्सीड एंड ईयर आउटपुट के अकॉर्डिंगली इसके प्राइसेस को ऊपर नीचे की जाती है. द प्रोक्योरमेंट टेक प्लेस फॉर राइस whose inflation is at 11%. An increase in 7% will add a benchmark to this price. I mean the rate of percentage is not well for your examination, बट आपको ये ट्रेंड पता होना चाहिए कि इन्फ्लेशन के लिए गवर्नमेंट क्या क्या मेजर्स ले रही है और एमएसपी के बेसिक क्या कॉन्सेप्ट्स. Now, similarly, jowar, bajra, and maize are running with the inflation of 13 to 15%. Hence, they are in the risk. And the food prices were at the major risk to inflation. So, Reserve Bank of India, ki abhi jo, I mean, possibly today they will be coming up with the report, biannual report. जो रेगुलर एमपीसी की मीटिंग जो रिपोर्ट पब्लिश की जाती है उसमें भी देखना होगा कि हाउ दे विल बी कमिंग विद द डिटेल्स. Now, the inflationary impact of the MSP will be negligible depending upon the prices, and even the prevailing national agriculture market have the procurement levels. Now, this is what we have discussed. आप इसको sum up कर सकते हैं with this all 3 points, and even you can take this screenshot. Now, moving to the editorial of the day, sedition and illogical equations of government with the state. Something important for General Studies paper 2, that is the functions and responsibility of union and states and issues and challenges pertaining to the federal structure of the country. So what I'll be discussing under this editorial first is the sedition law. This is the theme and focus of this article. We'll see the recommendations by the commissions, जो law commissions ने recommendations दी उसे देखेंगे. An offense against the government, not country. I mean, There's a basic difference of the seditions that has been continued from the colonial era. केदारनाथ एंड द कंस्टिट्यूशनलिटी ऑफ द सेडिशंस, केदारनाथ की जो जजमेंट है काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है सेडिशंस को लेकर के. I mean that is being talked about when we discuss the seditions law, and the conclusion part will follow. So to give you the background, I mean the Law Commission of India उन्होंने recently अपनी एक रिपोर्ट दी है, 279th रिपोर्ट, जिन्होंने recommend किया है seditions को वापस लाने की with their some changes, amendment which opposition feel and the expert feel is going to be more stringent. So seditions की अगर बात करें, seditions in India is under section 124 of the IPC 1860. Now nearly after the Supreme Court has stayed the operation on the seditions law, the Law Commission has recommended the provisions to retain with the procedural safeguard and jail in term. और ये term जो पहले 3 years की हुआ करती थी, इसे बढ़ा के 7 year की बात की गई. I'll tell you everything in a while. Now, see, recommendations that was given by the commissions. First, I mean, while providing the minimum imprisonment, जो कि मैंने आपको बताया 3 years की थी पहले, इसे बढ़ा करके 7 years की बात की है present law commission ने. And Supreme Court has stated this in a fresh case where S.G. Wombadkere versus Union of India has said that the sedition upon the union government should be stopped. और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इसमें केस रजिस्टर करने से मना किया था और यूनियन गवर्नमेंट को सजेस्ट किया था कि एक नई ओवर रूल्स को लाया जाए, एंड दैट शुड बी शेयर्ड विद द सुप्रीम कोर्ट दैट व्हाट गवर्नमेंट इज थिंकिंग ऑन द सेडिशंस. Now, an offense against the government, not the country. I mean, this is a point that is important. Means point of view से आपके लिए काफी ज़्यादा relevant है ये point. Now, see, when it comes to sedition, sedition in India has been long and infamous history, right? So, seditions 124A was incorporated by the IPC 1870. This is again a colonial part of the rules and law, and this is something that government talks about a lot. And I personally feel if government is talking a lot more about the colonial era mindset, then why we are continuing the Sedition Act like this? We should definitely scrap this act, which is not in favor of the humanity, and even it is curtailing the right to individual speech and expression and right to life, right? Now, किस तरह से difference है seditions की अगर बात करें, the purpose to suppress the voice of India was there during the British time, right? And as government did not want any voice to dissent and protest. हमने देखा है history, in modern history, you must have come across how Mr. Gandhi and all of the people, Lala Lajpat Rai, everyone was there in the seditions, right? तो गांधी जी से लेकर के और भी जितने लोग थे उनको भी seditions के अंदर चार्ज की गई थी. Now the wording of the seditions clearly reveals the intention of the colonial government, and sedition is the offense against the government and not the against the country, right? So seditions एक गवर्नमेंट के लिए की जाती है, कंट्री के लिए नहीं. और आज की गवर्नमेंट सेडिशंस को they basically portrayed as a against the state, right? Offense against the state or even the offense against the government, but that is not the case. कंट्री के अगेंस्ट में सेडिशंस आज की डेट में जो दिखाई जा रही है वो गलत है, वो एक गवर्नमेंट के प्रति, एंड गवर्नमेंट शुड बी दे शुड बी सो रिसेप्टिव इन द पार्ट वी हैव अ डेमोक्रेटिक सेटअप, तो गवर्नमेंट को क्रिटिसिज्म भी झेलने की जरूरत है. Now, Kedarnath and the constitutionality of the seditions. Basically, a brief journey to the British era is necessary to understand the judgment of Kedarnath versus the state of Bihar by the constitutional bench of the Supreme Court. Law commissions ने recommend किया कि इन्हें incorporate करनी चाहिए, judgment को वापस से invoke करनी चाहिए. The Law Commission's report has essence of the Kedarnath versus Union of Bihar, but इसकी ज़रूरत क्या है? I mean, the expert says that the Kedarnath has upheld the constitutionality of the sedition law, stating that it falls within the reasonable restriction of freedom of speech mentioned under Article 19(2) of the Constitution. But this is something I personally feel at this era of advanced technology where we are doing all best possible we can do, these colonial law should be definitely scrapped out. Now to conclude the part, the real issue is the law of sedition that contained section 124 of the IPC is definitely unconstitutional. तो आपसे आपके views पूछे जा सकते हैं मेंस एग्जामिनेशन में whether it should continued or not. So you have to substand giving your opinion and taking up a way whether you are towards a neutral side or towards favoring of this. Now the law commissions feel that the fallacy of the Kedarnath judgment is even harsh and declared that it is not constitutionally valid, and Kedarnath equates the government with the state. तो government और state के बीच में जो difference है उसे हमें समझने की ज़रूरत है, which is illogical in the context of democratic republic. तो किसी चीज़ को, I mean, just to give you a brief, see, when you talk about the government, this is the government of the day, right? And we talk about the state, this is, I mean, proper country. तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के प्रति जो क्रिटिसिज्म होगी, दैट इज वैलिड. आई मीन, we everyone has a right to criticize the government, but what government is doing, the criticism of the government is being portrayed as a criticism of the country or the state, which is again not true. So इस वजह से इस आर्टिकल की जो टाइटल है वो illogical seditions के बारे में भी बात करती है. Therefore, it is an attempt to bring seditions within a framework for reasonable restrictions, and in a democratic republic, people should have a freedom to change the bad government. Dissatisfactions toward the government cannot be an offense. तो अब हर एक को राइट है कि वो अपनी dissatisfactions को acknowledge कर सके, and even they should have their voice against the government if government is not functioning properly, and to say and criticize government, that cannot be treated as a sedition. Sedition is something that is meant for a country and not for a government. और government ने colonial time में भी इसे against government ही use किया था, country के लिए. So this is how you need to make a fine balance to understand how sedition is actually impacting the part of democratic setup and individual. And moving to the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday questions. For first question, the correct option was C. For second question, the correct option was B. So the first question, that is the Oceanside satellite. It's a series of satellites for the Earth observation satellite built, launched and operated by Indian Space Research Organization, that is ISRO. Second, that is the Oceanside satellite facilitate the range of applications including documentation, the chlorophyll, concentration and phytoplankton blooms. So do check out for the correct option. Science and technology questions have become very important in the civil services examination. Second question of the day, that is the International Labour Organization के बारे में आपको बतानी है. An individual whose mandate is to advance social economic justice by setting the standard. It was created in 1919 as a part of Treaty of Westphalia. It releases social dialogue report. So do check out for the correct option. And these was all question for the day. Practicing a lot more current affair question will give you an added advantages over the prelims examination and many examinations that will be appearing for. So this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.